Hi everyone. Welcome to Sit, Sip, and Knit, my little podcast about everything knitting, crocheting, and even today I have a little bit of embroidery to show you, something that I wanted to try my hand at. So I have that coming up. My name is Marie, and I'm coming to you from just north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on a very cold day but sunny day. And with the nice light coming in today, good to show you a lot of projects that I have. Like I said, this is my third podcast. On the last podcast, it was Valentine's Day themed, and I talked about all things pink and red and Valentine themed. And I was running a giveaway for those that liked, subscribed, and commented about things that they wanted to see in the future on this podcast, and also the things that they love to make, to give me some ideas for future podcasts. And I had so many lovely comments, and I did surpass 100 subscribers, so I want to thank everybody and welcome you back if you did watch my first two podcasts, and welcome those that may have happened along today, and I hope you stay with me and watch in the future. That giveaway, like I said, I was so overwhelmed with everybody's responses, so many wonderful comments, that I went ahead and drew two names. So I do have two prizes to give away, and I'm really happy to do that. It makes me happy to send out some beautiful things to people that are supporting me. So that'll be coming up in about the middle of this podcast. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. This podcast, like I said, I have knitted items. I also have some crocheted items for my crochet people. And I do know I got a lot of comments about people that are crocheters like I am. I don't crochet as much, but I have some projects coming up. And one project, my first actually finished object, is a crocheted item. And it is St. Patrick's Day themed. And you can see what I'm wearing. First thing I'm going to talk about actually is what I'm wearing here. This is the Gobi Cow. If I'm looking down, I'm sorry, I have my notes down here for me. It is the Gobi Cow, and some of you may have knitted this with me in the past, but it is my St. Patrick's Day cowl that I do wear in this lovely green. And I'm going to say this is a yarn by Jen of Knits for Comfort that I got a few years ago. I'm not sure if she's making it again, but let me hold this up. It is the, as I hold it up here, it is the Gobi Cow, and I will link that pattern below. It is by Marlaina Bird, and it's a beautiful pattern, not hard at all. It's just a rectangle, as you can see here. Can you see that beautiful cable pattern there with some buttonholes? And I put these lovely little, not shamrocks, but very pretty little buttons on it, and you can wear it fully buttoned up to be nice and warm, or how I did it with just a few buttons buttoned as in a cowl. And actually, on a cold day today in Pennsylvania, this is actually pretty warm on me. Now I can't get it buttoned again, but that's okay. But anyway, it is the Gobi Cow, something that in any yarn, I think this is a fingering weight yarn, but as I said before, I like patterns that you can mix and match. You can use a thicker yarn, whatever, green if you want to make it for St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, the thicker yarn you use, the bigger the cowl will be. So you can use whatever yarn you have. And like I said, I will go ahead and link that below if you'd like to try your hand at that. Now, the other project I have, which is actually St. Patrick's Day themed also, is a crochet project. And it is so cute. Last podcast, I made the heart washcloths. This podcast, I'm going to show you, they are called, let me take a look here, Shamrock Potholder by Patricia Hewitt. Now, you're going to say potholder, but it's not mine. I did with a DK weight cotton thread. The yarn I used is the Cascade Sunseeker yarn, which I used for the washcloths last podcast, and you can take a look at that one. But this, I don't know if you can see, kind of see here, it does have the little sparkle in it, but these are little coasters that I made for my table. See how cute? They are absolutely adorable. They crocheted up easily. I will link that pattern below also. The pattern, like I said, was originally two of these crocheted in a thicker weight yarn, and then you put them together back to back, I believe, for a thicker, you can use it as a pot holder. But I just love these little coasters for my table. So right now I have 5 of them knit up out of one skein of the Cascade Sunseeker, and this is how much I have left. So I can probably get 4 more of them made. So what a cute, quick project. And for all my crocheters, I did use a size F or 5 hook, and that would be a 3.75 millimeter hook for that. This color that I used is color number 47. So I will put all that below for you. So something you might want to try for St. Patrick's Day. Aren't we all a little bit Irish on St. Patrick's Day? That's what they say. All right. The next thing that I have I did finish. Let me grab here. I'm going to show you the pattern first. This is a pattern for a hat and the mitts, the really cute mitts here, by Cascade Yarns. It's the Baby Alpaca Chunky Ready for Winter set. I did only make the little mitts here, and I finished a pair of those, but I got them out to a recipient, my lovely cousin, so she has those already. But I wanted to show you, I did have another one. Now, I could lie and say that I finished a set and I started another, but actually I did 2 of them, but I did them both right-handed. So those of us who have knit for a long time, we all make mistakes. I finished 2 mitts but had 2 right hands, and it wouldn't matter typically if there wasn't a pattern on them on the front. So you have to be sure and do a right and left so that the pattern is correct. So I had to do another one, but hey, that just gives me 1 other mitt done, and now all I have to do is 1 more the correct way, and then I'll have a second pair. These were knit with Valentine theme in mind last month actually, and they are done in Malabrigo Worsted weight. Color is Fuchsia, color number 093. They were done on 10.5 double point needles. That's a 6.5 millimeter. And also for the ribbing, I used a 9 double points, which is a 5.5 millimeter. Like I said, this is Malabrigo Worsted in the color Fuchsia. Let me try that on for you. They are just adorable. How cute is this? This one hasn't been blocked, but it just has this very simple V lace pattern here, very simple to do, ribbing at the top and the bottom and on the thumb. So they're fingerless mitts, extremely warm. This Malabrigo is lovely yarn, and I know a lot of you know it, but this is their worsted weight. So that is that. My daughter loved these so much also that I had to order the DK weight of this color fuchsia to make her. She didn't want hers as thick. So there's more fuchsia mitts in my future. So give it a try. And like I said, even those of us that have knit for a long time, we make mistakes. But you know what? Carry on, because now I'll have a lovely pair for myself when I finish the other one, and I have one for my cousin. I have to do my daughter's also. So, but anyway, that is, again, the Baby Alpaca Chunky Mitts, and I don't think that was Cascade yarn, and this pattern is by Cheryl Beckerich. I will link that below. I wanted to also show you, I think my cowl is coming undone here. I'll go ahead and take that off because it's getting a little warm. That project is actually in this lovely, also Valentine themed from last month, this bag here, and I showed her bags last time. This is done by Mary, and it's mldthreads.etsy.com. I think I let you know last time that I had received the bag last time and loved it so much, I saw this one and went ahead and ordered it. So I got that, and it's a smaller bag, but it's just beautiful for this medium-sized project. It'd be a nice sock bag also. But it's holding my fuchsia mitts in there. I will link her below also. Please check her Etsy shop out. Beautiful. All right. So the next thing, I'm going to say it's also St. Patrick's Day theme. I have to get them finished. I have a nephew who asked me and never asked me to make him anything. He's actually in Texas. Hi, Corey, if you're watching. Hope you're staying warm down there. Aunt Sissy will get your socks to you soon after I show them on this podcast. They're almost done. But yes, that is what I'm making, a pair of socks for Corey. But he wanted them St. Patrick's Day themed. I don't know. They are called Beersocks. Yes, Beersocks. The pattern is a crochet pattern, and the crochet pattern is by Glenna Gordon. I went ahead and let me see. I did order her version, the crochet version, but I decided, and I will link her below for that crochet version. But I did decide to go ahead and do a knitted version. I knew my knitting would be a lot quicker. And I went ahead, let me grab that here. I have one finished. Okay, so these, they are not blocked, but these are the Beersocks. See the foam on the top? Oh my goodness. And here are the socks. A traditional heel flap and gusset sock. I'm sorry, I don't have sock blockers here, but you can see, I would guess you would call these a light beer. I don't know. But anyway, I have one finished, almost finished, because in the pattern by Glenna Gordon, she does put a handle here, and I have to figure out how to do a knitted handle because that's what Corey wants. Traditional beer, like a beer mug. Isn't that something? Look, very cute. But anyway, so I have one done, and the other one is started, as you can see here. Like I said, traditional heel flap gusset construction knitted. I am knitting them on my flexi flips here, size 8, which I do have a pattern written up for, I called it my slipper socks. Not specifically Beersocks, but that's the pattern that I'm using to do these, with a heel flap and gusset, designed for the flexi flips. So I am thinking in the future, I had a lot of people comment that they would like to learn to use the flexi flips, and they would like to learn socks. So the easiest way that I learned socks was on a size 8, a thicker yarn. This is a worsted weight yarn, a size 4 yarn, and I will give you the yarn in a minute, but I want to maybe have either add it on to a future podcast or a separate podcast where we can do a make-along together. And I can show you, give you, like I said, it's a pattern that I wrote specifically for top down, heel flap gusset, rounded toe on flexi flips. So it gives you all the basics on a little thicker needle with a thicker yarn, and they do go really quick. And it's a way to learn to make socks. That's how I originally learned socks. So let me know if you think that's a good idea, because I would love to show you all how to use those and how to make socks. So if you're a first-time sock maker, or have tried double points before, or if you use magic loop, you might want to try the flexi flips. As a matter of fact, I do have an extra set of size 8 flexi flips that I would like to also give away before I do the podcast, so that somebody is ready to do the make-along. So something to look forward to. And maybe I'll talk about that in the next podcast, so I hope you stay tuned. But anyway, these are the Beersocks that are almost done. I want to show you the yarns that I used. The yarn that I used for the beer foam at the top of the sock is Sirdar. Oh no, I'm sorry. This one is Wool in the Gang. And it is Ivory White, the colorway Ivory White. You see that there? Madeunique, I think the name of the yarn is Madeunique, but it's by Wool in the Gang, and it's part alpaca, part merino wool. It has that little bit of fuzziness that what I thought, and it's very soft actually. Great for the foam on the beer. There you go. And then the color that I had that resembled beer, or I said maybe a light beer. I don't drink beer, but if I did, I'd probably drink a light beer. This is Sirdar number 1 in the colorway 222. So that's what I used. It's a, I believe it's an acrylic. I don't have the ball band here. So it, for this particular sock, I don't know how well it'll hold up, but I would say he's probably just going to wear these on St. Patrick's Day. Not sure. But anyway, they are quite cozy, actually. But anyway, this is Sirdar number 1, color number 222. And this was 1 ball, and I'm working on the second sock. So 1 ball is plenty for a pair of socks. So that is that. That is actually in a lovely bag. Let me see. You know what? This bag also is by MLD Threads. I think this is the original bag that I purchased from her. And that was a while ago. mldthreads.etsy.com. Her name is Mary. Isn't this beautiful? Yes, this is the first one I purchased. It was a while ago. So that's how I came by the other bags. So really, give her a look. Beautiful bags. All right. And like I said, I hope, please let me know if you think that a sock class on those flexi flips, or even if you use double points, don't have to be the flexi flips, but the pattern I wrote was for the flexi flips specifically. There are other makers. I think, I'm not sure, I don't know if Chowgu has the flexi flip type of needles. I did go over those in my first 2 podcasts, so you might want to take a look there. But I will put that information below also where you can find those, and you might want to get a hold of a pair of those if you want to do the make along. For the slipper sock, I am going to do worsted weight yarn and a size 8 flexi flips. So, and like I said, I am going to do a giveaway for a size 8, and that'll be coming up probably next podcast. So you might want to stay tuned to that. All right. Let's see. With my last podcast, I know somehow it got divided, and I have since learned how to edit and maybe put segments together. So I hope you stay tuned to watch that second, the number 2 of the second podcast. If you didn't, what I had on there was my love note. I had started a love note by Tin Can Knits. I had hoped to have it done by this podcast, and I'm almost done. Almost. But I had to do the Beersocks, so I kind of put it aside when I was almost done. But I will have it done by next podcast. The love note is a sweater, like I said, by Tin Can Knits. And let me show you it here. The yarn is by Ruby and Roses, and I did go over that in podcast number 2, those yarns, but I will link her also below. I used a lovely Siri alpaca and a fingering weight yarn from her. But as you can see here, I am just about done. I finished one sleeve, a 3/4 length sleeve, which is actually what I like better because I tend to push up my sleeves anyway. I did modify the length. I don't do crop sweaters. And in fact, it gave you a longer length, but I even went longer than that. And I did the ribbing. I always go a little bit longer with my ribbing because I like it to lay flat. So that's the only modifications that I've done. You see here, I am on the second sleeve. I have the second sleeve, and then I have the neckline to finish. This top-down sweater, unlike others I've done, started with a provisional cast on. And then after I do the sleeve, I will pick up and knit with both the Siri and the fingering yarn. That's the 2 held together. I'll pick up and finish the neckline, and which is pretty cool because you can adjust it as to how high you want it, or where you want that neckline to fall. So that is what I intend to finish before the next podcast and hopefully be wearing it. So again, that is my love note by Tin Can Knits. The yarn is by Ruby and Roses, and I will put all that information below. Okay. Actually, I did want to show you also a bag that I've had for not too long, but the bag here that I'm holding this in is a Prairie Bags by Prairie Bag Works by Sue. It is a lovely, do you see that pattern? It's really pretty. It has this nice wide handle here. It has this lovely little detail here, nice little tab. Inside, look at this. It has a sewn in tape measure on it. I just thought that was really cool. It has some lovely pockets. It's done real nice. It has pockets on either side. Let me show you. I know I have her tag in here. Yes, here it is. This is Prairie Bag Works. So I will link her information also below. You can take a look at that. But I just love this pattern here. All right. Okay, so let's see. Before I move on to another work in progress that I have, how about we pull some winners' names? I did already pull them. I have 2 of them. I went by all the comments. I think I had, I don't remember, 92 comments. There were a couple who put comments in the second part of the podcast last time. I took their names also and added them all together and pulled and drew 2 names. The first name, and please let me know, give me your information. I will add your names down below also, and please get in contact with me. Send me I'll put my email address in there also. Please contact me so that I can mail out your prize. All right, the first prize, let me see which one I did here. What I showed on podcast 2 was this lovely sparkle. Can you see that gold sparkle? It is just gorgeous. It's a peachy pink, but it is yarn by Knits for Comfort right here. And here is her information also. I'm not sure if she dyes this color anymore, but she has lovely yarn. Anyway, I'll link her below. So that was this. And then I had a mini here. This is a little mini, and I don't have the name of it. It's by Ancient Arts Yarn. It's a fingering. I think they look lovely together. It doesn't have sparkle, but you can use it however you like. I know. Get on to the winner. The first winner is Jenny BOUCHER. Jenny BOUCHER. I think I'm saying that correct. Jenny, I will put your name right here and also put it below. Please get with me and I will get this mailed out to you. You had a lovely comment and I do appreciate it. So that's the first one. The second one, I have a second skein of this lovely yarn by Knits for Comfort. The same beautiful gold stellina in there. I have a second mini, little different, but it is also by Ancient Arts Yarns right here. This one is Rose Tribute. It does have a name on it. I'll show you that right there for you. Okay, and that can work together also, or you can use it however you like. But that winner is Lisa MABE. Lisa, if you get this, please get in touch with me. I will put your name here. I will also put it below. Please contact me so I can get this lovely prize out to you. So thank you everyone who went ahead and commented. Like I said, lovely comments. I will be doing more giveaways. If you don't know, I did own a yarn shop that had to close. I do have a stash of yarn, so I have things to give away. I hope you'll stay tuned to learn new things with me, to get ideas, and comment and share with your friends. I'm always happy to help anyone. So if you have questions on any of your projects, please get in touch with me. That would be wonderful. I am also on Instagram. I don't think I've mentioned that on the podcast before, but I'll put all that information below. I have an email address. I also have Ravelry. I will, hopefully, if we do any knit-alongs together, the sock knit-along, the slipper sock, I will start a Ravelry group with that also. So please share with your friends and get ready for that. I'll put information below what you'll need upcoming to do that slipper sock learn/knit-along. All right, let's see. I have coming up. Okay, where did I have a new project. Okay, I said there was a couple things I wanted to start, and I did start the love note. I got that started and almost finished. The other thing I wanted to do was color work. I have done color work. I have not done a color work sweater, however, a yoked sweater. It's very popular. I never used to wear too many pullover sweaters. I always wore cardigans and seemed to make a lot of cardigans. But I wanted to do a color work yoked sweater. So I found a pattern, 2 colors, and I thought I can manage that and get that done to show everyone. But let me show you the pattern here for that before I show you my project. That project is Cascade 220 First Frost Pullover. The designer here is Kelly Forrester. Can you see that there? It's a lovely, like I said, 2-color pullover. So I went ahead and cast on for that. I am using the Cascade 220 yarn. I do have a supply of that. The only thing is I don't like real high contrast. And I know with color work, to have it pop, you should really use high contrast. I'm not that, as you can see, I'm in black. I'm not that high of a contrast person. I picked 2 colors that I really like. Let me show you those colors first. The main color that I'm using, that I picked, is this gray here. And it is the 220 Cascade Superwash. I am using the Superwash. This color is color number 27. So that's going to be the main color, the body of the sweater. I liked that the patterning starts with the coordinating color at the neck. And I wanted to pick a color I really loved. And go figure, it's in the pink colorway. But this is the 220 also, Superwashed Merino. And this is colorway number 222. No, color 222. I'm sorry. Color 22. So these 2 colors. And you would think, well, that's high contrast enough for me anyway. And I'm working it up, and I'm liking it. It's not real, like I said, it's not high contrast, but it's coming out okay. It is totally, I don't know if you can see the pattern here, but I have started it. It's from the neck down. It's twisted on this here. Here, maybe you can see a little better there, maybe not. But anyway, so I've started it, and I'm liking how it's looking. Of course, I'm hoping that it'll block out. So I'm not sure if I'll finish this by next podcast, but I have started it, and it is fun. 2-color knitting. I do here you can see my floats in here. Okay. These increases, the way they said to do the increases, not really liking. I followed what the pattern said, pick up below, but I have since actually am trying a different technique for my pickup, and I will let you know how that's working. Not for my pickup, for my increases. I will let you know how that's working out. But it is kind of like the patterning in the sweater, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to continue on with it, and maybe I'll have it done for next time. All right, so that again, like I said, was the First Frost Pullover by Kelly Forrester, Cascade 220. All right. Now that brings me to my last work in progress. And that work in progress, like I said, was an embroidery project. Something I did when I was young. I know I learned probably in Girl Scouts when I was in my teens. But my mom did it in her younger days. She never knit or crocheted, but she did do some needlepoint, and she showed me a few stitches. And I just wanted to, try my hand at it. I saw this kit, and it was a kit that came with everything. And sometimes that's the best way, especially if you're trying something new. Get something that's all in one. You have everything you need, and it's right there for you. So that's what I did. And let me show you this here. This, I'm not going to show you directions, but this is what I got. Okay. It's Rainery. I think that's how you say it there. Rainery Embroidery DIY Art Kit. So it was the full kit. And let me show you what it came with. The thing that caught my eye, as you can see, I love bags, and any of us, I think, project knitters, crocheters, love our bags to hold our projects. Well, this came with a bag. This is done, the embroidery is done on this canvas black bag here. I tied the handles like it said, so it does have larger handles, but so I don't get the thread tangled in it. I did knot those, but it is a nice size canvas bag that I'm doing the embroidery on. As you can see, it's leaves and a little bit of flowers, and I did start it, and how fun. It is fun. It's very fun. It's quite different than knitting, but like I said, the kit came with everything you need. The thread, the needles, even extra needles here. Look at that, all the thread. It came with the hoop and the bag and instructions. Lovely. This, I would say, is a beginner project for anybody or someone who hasn't done it like myself in a while. The instructions are, they're good. I mean, I've gotten this far, and as you can see there, so I'm working away at it. So for somebody who hasn't done it in quite a while, I'm having a lot of fun. So maybe I'll have that done by the next podcast. So something else to keep your interest. As you can see, I like to go between projects. Some people are monogamous, yeah, I think that's it, knitters or crocheters, one project at a time. I have always been someone that has to have a lot of things going, and I start this, I start that, I start this, then all of a sudden I have all these things done. I just love that when it all comes together, and it keeps me interested. So, but those of you that do one thing at a time, go for it. As I said, there's no wrong things in doing your projects. Like I did the mitts, big mistake. I made a big mistake, but you know what? I started again. So as one of the people that I follow, a podcast that I follow, that I'll link her below also, Lisa from Knitting by the Sea podcast. I just love that podcast. She says all the time, it's just knitting. So thank you, Lisa, for that, because I have that in my head, and I know that I can start over, or I can try again. And that's what I hope you will do also, especially if you're just learning. Just keep at it. I had so many people saying that they want to learn, they're teaching themselves, they're new to it. Just keep trying. Learn from your mistakes, rip it out, start it again. Don't get frustrated. You probably will, but that's okay. Just try it again. That's my suggestion to you. And if you need help, I'm always an email away. You can email me and I can help. I actually had, our knitting community on Facebook. I am part of a lot of knitting communities on Facebook. And if you knit or crochet and you're in those groups, people, they are just so wonderful. I had somebody whose grandmother made her son a pattern, a sweater, and she wanted to make that same sweater for her grandchild, her son's child, I believe. She asked me if I knew any the stitches, or I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't know the pattern. I put it out on one of my Facebook groups, and within a couple hours, somebody found me that old pattern. I don't know how old it was, 40 years old, I don't know. Found it, I got it to her. She is happy as can be.